Hello everyone, myself Kiran Karkuntla, lecturer, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. Today in this session, we will be discussing about the medical electronics subject. In that, the first chapter is, or the first unit is bioelectric signals. So in this, we will be learning about the electrical signals generated by the human body. Okay. Normally, the biomedical deals with the human body and the medical instruments which are designed using the electronic system. Okay, so to deal with the electronics equipments in the biofield, in the medical field, we must have the knowledge about the medical field and the electronic field. Then we can combine both for the particular function. Okay, so in this session, we will be dealing with the human cells, okay, which is very important to know about the human body structure. Okay, let's begin with the first session of the first unit, that is a bioelectric signal, and then this session will be dealing with the human cells. Okay, so first, before going to the human cells, we need to have some basic idea or the basic information regarding the different sources of the biomedical signals in the human body. So when we are dealing with the human body, we must have some information. Whenever we get some information, based on that, we can operate on the human body. Okay? So in this diagram, you can observe this is a human body. We have so many signal sources in the form of different format. Let's say here it's a biomagnetic signal. Okay, from the brain we will be getting some magnetoencephalogram, and we will be getting the bioelectric signal. Even from the heart, we'll get some electric signal. Then we'll have a bioimpedance signal. Okay, so we have so many bioelectric signal from the different parts of the human body, and even we'll get the pulse rate. We'll have some the pulmonary systems, bioacoustic signal, that's the sound of the heart. Okay, so these are the different sources of the signal from the human body. Okay, keeping these points in our mind, we can deal with the different sources. So coming to this slide, we'll be dealing with the different sources of the biomedical signals one by one. The first one, the bioelectric signal, what we have seen, it means what? The electrical signal generated by the human body. Normally we know the electrical signal, but here it's not electric, it's a bioelectric. The electrical signal generated by the human body. These signals are generated by the nerve cells of the human. Next one is a bioacoustic signals. Acoustic means the sound. The sound signal generated by the human body is called bioacoustic signal. The acoustic signals are created by many biomedical phenomena. Due to the biomedical phenomenon, the sound signal will be generated. And the biomechanical signal, these signals originate from some mechanical function of the biological system. Our body will be having some mechanical operations, mechanical movements. Because of that, there will be some signal generated. Those signals are called biomechanical signal. Next one is a biochemical signal. The signal which are obtained as a result of chemical measurements from the living tissues. Due to the chemical measurement in the human body, we have some signal. Those signals are called biochemical signal. So next we have some other sources of signal like biomagnetic signal. Extremely weak magnetic fields are produced by various organs such as brain, hearts, and lungs. So even though our body generates a magnetic signal, but those are not so strong enough. Okay, those are very weak in strength. Even these are used only for some research purpose and some other purposes. Okay, these are extremely weak in the strength. Then we have a optical signal. The signals are generated as a result of optical function of the biological systems, occurring either naturally or induced by the measurement process. Means the optical means the light. The biooptical signals means there is some process on the light in the human body. That signals are called biooptical signal. It may be naturally occurred or it may be due to the measurement process. The body may be generating the optical signals. Then comes the bioimpedance signal. We know the impedance concept. The impedance of the tissue is source of important information concerning its composition, blood distribution, and blood volume, etc. So it mainly deals with the impedance of the tissue. Even this is also taken as a one source of information to deal with the human body. So now we understood about the different sources of the human body. Now we will understand what are the different structures or different subsystems we have. Okay, so for that we will understand human body as a one system. Then we will understand if the human body is considered as one system, that then what are the different subsystems it contains. Okay, the subsystems found in a human body are as follows. So these are the subsystems present in the human body. So first one is a musculoskeletal system. Okay, this is the one of the major subsystem in the human body, which includes the both muscles as well as the skeleton. So this subsystem is responsible for coordinating the different motions or the different operations. Because of the skeleton and the muscles, the person or the human being able to do some task. Okay, that is the function for musculoskeletal system. Next one is the respiratory system. So this many of us know it. Okay, respiratory means breathing. Okay, it is inhaling the oxygen and exhaling the carbon dioxide. That's also important to provide the oxygen to the body. The respiratory system concerned with the breathing. Next comes the digestive system. So our body have a digestive system which will digest our intake. That is the food. The digestive system takes in a raw material in the form of food and liquid and then process them chemically and physically. We know that whatever the intake we will take, it may be a liquid or solid, it will be digested. Actually, it is start with the mouth. The mouth will start doing the digestion, then it will goes to the intestine part. Okay, there the digestion will be taken place. This is the one subsystem. Then one more is the nervous subsystem. That's the nervous system. It regulates the automatic function of a body, organs like heartbeat, gland secretions, digestive processes, and coordinates with the activities of the various parts of the body. So nervous system means which is like a information passing section which passes the information. Okay, our body have a different organs, all are coordinated to each other. Okay, and even we have some involuntary muscles like heartbeat, and those will be automatically doing its functions. Okay, those also operating and coordinating due to the nervous systems. Next, we have some subsystem like endocrine system. Endocrine system is a chemical control system that regulates the internal body states. Even the body has to maintain the chemical balance. Okay, that will be done using the endocrine system. It regulates the internal body states. Okay, then comes the circulating system. Circulating means it transports the body fluids like water, blood, etc. around the body from one organ to another. We know that the blood will be circulating continuously to provide the oxygen to the all parts of the body. Okay, that circulatory system is the one subsystem in the human body. Then comes the excretory system. Excretory system means here the body will be removing the waste product. Okay, whenever we take some intake, when it is digested, when the this is digested, and at the end it will be collected as a waste. The body has to remove it out so that it should maintain its healthiness. Okay, that will be done with the excretory system. It removes the waste product like carbon dioxide. Even exhaling air is also one excretory system. We are removing out the carbon dioxide from the body, which is not required. Then urea, nitrogenous substances from our body. Then the one more last one is a reproductive system. The fetus is developed through repeated cell division. So in the reproductive system, we know that all the human beings and animals have a reproductive system which will be responsible for regenerating its generations. Okay, it may be any human being or any animal. It can be able to reproduce its generation because of its reproductive systems. So in this, we have seen the different subsystem in the human body. It may be a musculoskeletal system, like in this endocrine system, circulatory system, excretory system, reproductive system, okay, and respiratory system. So these all are having the different functionalities. Include by combining all these subsystems, the human body acts like a one complete system. Okay, so having the knowledge of all these systems are very important to deal with these subsystem in the human body. So now this is one diagram deals with basic medical instrumentation system. So basic any medical instrumentation system will be having this setup. Okay, so here you can see we have an energy source. So this energy source will be fed to the human body. Here the human body acts like a measurand or the subject, we can say. These are given as an input. Whenever we want to take some inputs, sometime we will be feeding some inputs. Okay, so that may be a different electrical signal may be applied, or it may be a light, infrared, mechanical input, or ultrasound input may be fed to the measurand or the subject. So for these signals, it will be responding. Okay, those responded signal will be collected to diagnose the person condition. Let's say example, if you want to know the status of the eye, even normally doctor will be applying the flashlight. Okay, so the flashlight application is required to check how the eyes will be responding. Similarly, we have a different signal for the different body parts, and then the body will be responding with some signal that will be collected and that will be diagnosed to know the condition of the person. So now this is the measurement will be the signal will be applied to the measurement. Then it is given to the sensor or transducer. So we know the meaning of sensor, which senses the signal, and the transducer means which will convert from one form of energy to the another form. So here normally the signal what is the human being is generated is a ionic voltage, and the our circuit electronic circuit requires a electrical signal. So we cannot directly take the signal to our circuit, we must convert from ionic signal to our electrical signal. So it will be done with the transducer. Once the signal is in the form of electrical, then it will be amplified first, because the signal whatever the human body generated, those are will be weak in strength, those are not in a high strength to drive the output. So for that, so first the signal will be amplified, then it will be given with the processing. The function of the processing is to process the received signal in a such a way that this can be driven to the, or these can drive the these output types. It may be alarm, giving the alarm signal, or it may be displaying data storage, okay, or it may be transmitting the data, or it may be a recording. So that will be done with the signal processing to convert the received signal into the form of required by the output devices. And all these subsystems means all these blocks are controlled by the control system. It will be controlling all the blocks, and it will guide how to operate all these blocks. Okay, let's deal one by one again. The first one, measurand. Okay, so measurand, the physical quantity or the condition that the instrumentation system measures is called measurand. So physical quantity or the condition will be measuring from the human or the patient in this case. Next we have a transducer or sensor. A transducer is a device that converts one form of energy to the another. Next we had a signal conditioner. It converts the output of the transducer into an electrical quantity suitable for the operation of the display or recording system. And we have seen the different recording system and output system in the previous diagram. For that suitably it will be converting. Next we have a display system. It provides a visible representation of the quantity as a displacement on a scale or on the chart of recorder or on the screen of a cathode ray tube or in a numerical form. So display system means what? Which will be displaying the information. Whatever the signal you have captured, it has to be displayed. So it may be displaying in the on a scale, means it will be showing the quantity in a range, or it may be chart of a recorder, okay, or it may be displaying on the CRT screen. So even we know the CR1 CRTs, how we will be observing the waveforms. Similarly in the electronic field, similarly here the display system will may be using the CRT to show the waveforms. Even sometimes it will be using the display as a numerical form. If it has to show the values in terms of numbers or in the numerical terms, then it will be using the numerical representation. Then we have a alarm system with upper and lower adjustable threshold to indicate when the measurement goes beyond the preset limits. Means we should have some alerting system. If there is we should have a threshold to indicate if it is going below the threshold level. We have a two threshold. One is a lower threshold, one is the upper threshold. Means if the signal goes below the threshold, lower threshold, the signals cannot be received. If it is upper threshold, more than the upper threshold, it cannot be collected properly. That means the signal must be within those ranges. That is possible by using the alarm system, because it will be indicating if the signal goes below the lower threshold or beyond the upper threshold. Then we will have a data storage to maintain the data for future reference. It may be hard copy on a paper or on a magnetic or a semiconductor memories. So it is very important to keep the record, keep the data for the future reference. Okay. So it may be hard copy on a paper, like it's like a printout, what we'll normally using. So normally we have seen that ECG, EEG waveforms will be taken in the hard copy. So that is one way of storing the data. One more is the magnetic. Even we know that tape recorder keeping the signal sounds in the form of magnetic, those kind of a signal, or it may be semiconductor memories, what we are using in the mobile computer and all. So those may be a data storage. Next, even it will have a data transmission using the standard interface connections, so that information obtained may be carried to other part of the integrated system, or to transmit it from one location to another. So it means many times it is required that the signal whatever we have collected, it has to be transmitted to some other location. Okay, so in that condition we must have a data transmission. So it will be very helpful. Even we will understand this in a detail wise in the next successive chapters, where we'll be dealing with the telemetry concepts, where it will understand that how important it is, because many times expert will not be available everywhere. Then in that condition, the signal will be captured from the patient in any part of the world. Then it will be sent to the experts. So expert may analyze this signal by sitting at his place. So by that, the expert support or the guidance from the expert will be available entire the world. So this is all about the instrumentation system, basic medical instrumentation system. So we have understood some basic things regarding the human body. Okay, that's a subsystem of the human body, then the medical instrumentation system, and the different sources of the biomedical signal. Now we will get into the details of a human body. That starts with the human cells. We will discuss about the human cell. So human cell is a very important concept to understand about the human body structure. So first we will understand what is meant by human cell. The basic building blocks of the body are called as a cells. That means the body is made up by the group of cells. The combining the different cells, the body organs is formed. Even the different body organs are made by combining the different cells. Okay. So in this slide, we'll be understanding the different all the parameters of the cells in the human body. Okay. Even our body having the different kind of a cells. So here we'll be giving the ranges and the types of the cells. The size of a human cell varies from 200 nanometer to several centimeters in a length. So you can understand the size is in the nanometer size. Okay. So several nanometer to several centimeters. That may be the length of the human cell. Coming to the diameter of the cell, that is ranging from 10 micrometer to 30 micrometer. So that is the size of a diameter of the human cells. And its membrane thickness. Membrane means the outer cover. Each cell will be having its outer cover. That outer cover that is called as membrane. That membrane will be having the thickness of 0.01 micrometer. Actually, this membrane will make it separate from the internal structure to the outside the cell. Okay, it's like a middle between the internal and the external part of the cell. Then normally the human body will be having approximately 75 to 100 trillion cells in the body. Okay, out of that, 1/3 will be the red blood cells. So you can see how many cells each human body having. Even it will differ from person age as well as the gender. It will be differing. But normally, if we take approximation, it will be ranging from 75 to 100 trillion cells. In cells, oxygen combines with the carbohydrates, proteins, fats, okay, to release the energy required from the cell function. So you can understand what will be the functionality of the cell. It will be combining the oxygen with this to generate the energy. So these are the parameters of a human cell. This is about the diagram of a cell. Here you can understand the structure of the cell. The cell will be having the nucleus, okay, at the center. So it will be explaining what is the function of each cell. The function of the cell will be defined by this nucleus, and this nucleus will be surrounded by the nucleoplasm, and it will have this nucleus will be having the covering. That is a cover that is called a nuclear membrane. As I already told you, membrane means it's a outer cover. So nuclear membrane means that it's a covering of a nuclear. This is the nuclear membrane, and this nucleus is surrounded by the cytoplasm. So this is called a cytoplasm. Even you can call it as it's a body of a cell. Okay. And this is the structure of the cell. Okay, so let's go some terms and some explanation regarding the structure of the cell. The main part of the cell are nucleus, cytoplasm, and cell membrane. We have seen each nucleus will be having the nucleus, okay, which will be defining its functional. Then the cytoplasm, the body of the cell, and the cell membrane, it's a covering of the cell. Then each cell consists of a centrally located nucleus surrounded by the cytoplasm. The nucleus is separated from the cytoplasm by a nuclear membrane. Nucleus also consists of a DNA, which is also called as a genes. So we know that we have heard about the DNA and genes. Even that will be present in the nucleus. Each nucleus will be denoting with the DNA. The cytoplasm is filled with the cytosol and is separated from the surrounding fluid by the cell membrane. So we have seen the cytoplasm, which is the body of a cell. It will be filled with, that will be having the cytosol, and it will be separated from the surrounding fluid by a cell membrane. We have seen the structure. The cell has a internally cytoplasm and it has a that membrane. Okay, this will be separating from this cytoplasm to the other cells. Then the cell contains water, electrolytes, proteins, lipids, and carbohydrates. Okay, these all will be containing in the cell, and it consists of 70 to 85% of the water and helps in chemical reactions as solvent. So that means you can imagine what is the amount of water present in the cell. Each cell will be having 70 to 85% of the water. Okay, it will help for the chemical reactions. Okay, and it acts as a solvent. So this is all about the human cell structure. Okay, so in this session, because this is the first session in this chapter, we have understood the basic of the human body. First, we understood the different bio signal sources. So how we can get the sources from the human body. Then we have understood the human body as a one system. Means in that topic we have understood what are the subsystems the human body will be having. Okay, we have gone through the different subsystems. Then we understood the man instrumentation system. So man instrumentation system means any instrumentation system. Okay, it will be including the what are the structures, like it will be on the measurand. Normally the patient will be the measurand. Then it will be on the some inputs, electric, acoustic, optical. Those are the different input signals we have seen. Then we will be having the transducer to convert. Then we have seen the preamplifier, then signal conditioner, then the output devices. Okay. So we have seen all those structure of the basic medical instrument system. Then we have understood the human cell. Okay. So human cell is a very important concept because we will be dealing about the human cell again with the different parameters. So we have seen what is mean by human cell, what are its characteristics like length, its diameter, membrane thickness. Then we have understood the structure of the cells. Okay, that's the nucleus, nucleoplasm, and nucleus membrane, then cytoplasm, cell membrane. Okay, so this is all about the today's session. I hope you understood this topic. Thank you and all.